I would like to introduce.
Wiser.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Webc here. Welcome to the show. I'm back from vacation and having a blast. I just opened up this kit to show the judges for the competition, and now we're going to get to nipping the kit out with our handy dandy nippers. So, welcome to the show. When I'm not talking, you'll see my face on the screen, which is funny. I'm going to have to go back and change that to the other way. So you can see me when I'm not talking. Let's get you guys. There we go. That's much better. So we got a lot of work to do. We're just hanging out, having a good time. Thanks for coming in, and yeah, let's have a great day. So let's see. What can we do? Do what I want to do. Anyways, but we're live. We're having fun. And these are some really cool parts. This is a master grade unicorn verka, and we're gonna paint everything. So yeah, feel free to ask questions as we go. I just got back from vacation. I spent a couple weeks sick, so it's just been a rough couple weeks here for me. And vacation is always around my anniversary, so uh, every year, same thing, nothing new. But we did have fun this year, me and my wife, me and my missus. That's the key part, right? Anyways, don't forget to save your runner title with the parts they come with. I'll show you where I put all these parts in just a second to help me keep them organized. Here we go. All right. So we get to this section here where we just got a bunch of pieces. Now they still have their nubs on them, which is important. What I like to do is I like to take these stackable bins. I'll show you how they stack. They stack like this. I like to take these and put the parts in here so that they stay organized. That way, when I'm reading the instructions to put the parts together, I know exactly where they are, what they are, and where they go. Now, when I paint them, they all go on sticks. They go into a fancy rag. I have like a rag that holds them that keeps dust off them and stuff. And they'll all go on their clips. They'll all be right there with their lettered thing. And here's what's really nice about these boxes. Once you get They're pretty they're pretty self-contained. Now, the runners themselves, I'm just going to pitch them off to the side just in case I accidentally don't get all the parts the first go around. I don't want to lose the parts. So save your runners, save your nips, save everything, especially during something like a competition build. We are doing Nordic's Verka challenge. Today's live will not have the advertising in it that I wanted to have in, but tomorrow's or my next live that I have will have the right advertising in it. It's just a quick little advertisement for Nordic's Build Off. Just want more people to join, want more people to be involved. And if you're going to be in a build off, you want to go against people that think they can stack up, come correct, that type of stuff. So yeah, if you want to get into the Verka Build Off Challenge, get yourself a brand new Verka kit, head on over there, check the rules out at the Berserker Max Discord. Get a hold of Nordic on any social media platform, and he will get you over there to the Discord so you can see the Build Off Challenge, and he'll welcome you into the group. They're a great group of guys over there. At least I think they are. Remember, when you're nipping things out, you want to nip as far away from the part as you can. So you put it in, and you push your nipper blade as far away from the part as you can nip it. That minimizes the stress marks on your plastics. Now, if you were only going to paint some of the kit, that wouldn't matter. But I paint all the kit. I paint the whole kit. I want to be clear about that. I paint every single piece. This is going to become a tedious build. I've got a lot of time, but I want to get ahead of myself and ahead of all the other problems I'm going to come across when I start doing a lot of customizing. So the first step is to get the inner frame ready to go. We're going to get the inner frame to the point to where it's painted and probably a pre-assembled. And then we'll assess and work on lighting after we do pre-assemble of the frame. And then we'll go from there. I have some ideas on what I'm going to be customizing this kit into look like and what the customized parts will look like. So um, I have all sorts of tools, gizmos, gadgets, and things that are just going to make this so much cooler. As you can see here, I have a new circle cutter I was practicing with and playing with. It is not perfect. However, it will probably get the job done. So this is an old cutting board too, so it was just having fun. All right, next package, all these parts. This looks like mostly accessories. Doesn't matter what comes first, they all gotta get nipped out and cleaned up. So yeah, there we go. Here's our next part. This is runner I believe it is runner WC as listed right there. So let's look at these parts, get a good idea of what they're coming from. There's some shield pieces. Looks like this holds up the big things. So we got some cool items here. Oh yeah, it was all definitely cool. I like it. It's basically just a bigger real grade. I have the real grade version of this kit, the full armor unicorn, and it very much so feels like I'm just building a bigger version. So that's kind of good because it gives me some lookouts, some things I can watch out for that I didn't like in the last build, like the time. Oh man, was the time on the build for this was insane. One thing that will speed me up is I have way more tools than the last time I built that. When I built the unicorn real grade full armor, I had only, what was it? I only had a few parts. So or not parts, tool parts. Like, so I had sandpaper and I had a really crude nippers and a hobby knife. I didn't have a whole lot. Now I'm on the double nipper system. I've got sanding tools, power tools. We got all sorts of stuff to make this fun. So everybody knows it's gonna go a lot faster for your boy. Ooh, ooh. All right. What's going on with everybody for summer and stuff like that? Is everybody having a good summer? Let me know. Um, yeah, if your summer's going great, I'd love to hear about it. I do have a chat box open so I can see you guys in the chat if you chat with me. So this plastic cuts so soft. It is really soft cutting plastic. Like this is so nice. Move this big bright light out of your guys' way, huh? Sorry. I said you want to nip as far away from the first nip. I know it leaves a big nub, but when you have a god hand snipper, uh, you just know. You know the difference. All right, double check your runner. Grab your label. The label don't have to look perfect when you nip it out. Just make sure you got it. All right. Oh, the parts are just excited to be played with today, I guess. All right. Never fear. Parts will always fit in the bin. Only thing I haven't tested out these bins with, there's a 160 perfect grade kit. I just haven't had the time to buy or build one. I'd love to get one, but right now it's just not in the marks for me. All right, this looks like an exact copy of the last runner. When we have copy runners, that's fine. Just got to make note that now there's twice as many of everything. And if you can remember that there's twice as many of everything, you'll do just fine. So you can go different directions if you want, or you can just follow the same direction. And then once you do have two runners of the same kind, depending on what runner they are, will depend on if you bulk them together in one bin or if you separate them into two bins based on if you want two different colored palettes for them. And then you'll have two different labels for them as well. So you'll be able to look in both of those bins in the future and be like, oh, okay. Now, what I'm talking about is For some of these pieces, I would like them to be dark iron. And then for some of these pieces, I would like them to have a bunch of high silver on them. So think about that when you put those together. All right. I believe that was everything off this one. We'll give it a double check here real quick. Check, 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 check. All right. Ooh. I still do have like a little bit of residual cough left over. Um, Nothing I can do about that right at the moment. But let me go and see if I can fix this real quick. Blah. Browser two. Um, two. Two, two. Okay. Let's try it that way. Back to dual. Um, Okay. Is that better? Yeah, that works. All right. So now when I talk, you can see my face. All right. How's that doing? Is that better? So when I talk, we can see my face. I'm gonna have to fix the whole. I'm gonna have to go reprogram the whole show again. So don't worry, folks. It's so weird. Let me see. Yeah, working with a program in here called the Advanced Scene Switcher. So when we're doing certain things, it's supposed to do things, and it's not running any of these. Uh, Why is it being so difficult today? All right. Guess speech. Okay, browser 2 peaks. Browser 2, it's going to move it to that one. Hello. Hello. Oh, I think my camera passed out on me. All right. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. I might be a little too loud. Turn down a little bit. All right. Advanced scene switcher. Okay. Audio. If it gets above, I want it to switch. Hey, hey. So it needs to switch to scene 222. Okay. We'll delete that one. Just got one. Ha ha ha. Hey. 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 I just gotta do one more thing. All right. Close up and quiet. So now, if we are on scene 22, with audio, audio for 15 seconds. Two, switch. All right. Let's double check all this now. Hey, hey. Yo ho. Hey, hey. Haha. All right. Just a quick thing. Looking at things, just giant line between my stuff and stuff. Hey. Back to the bill, you guys. Man, let's see. All right, everybody. Yeah, I hope it's all working.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, hey. All right. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Right there. Right there. All right. how to get my audio tracks to play properly. So that is something I'm still working on for us in the coming weeks. Now, when I do a pre-recorded show and stuff, and then I edit it down, you know, all that stuff, I can put audio tracks in, no problem. But right now I don't have access to like an audio file player. Do what I want. And I don't want to pay other people for their music. Not because I'm greedy, it's because I'm poor. So don't be upset. Anyways, yeah. All right, everybody. We have nipped out all our parts. I don't like them stacked so high. And down like that. Take a look at what's going on. The table. So those are parts. That's what we're doing. That's what we got going on. I want to thank everybody for coming in, hanging out with us, and yeah, getting this first section done and out of the way. We will be back, for more episodes of Web C Builds. But I gotta go take a break, and I gotta go cool down my air conditioning unit because it's so hot outside. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Y'all have a great show.